Okay guys, this is the cover to my homeschool planner that I just printed off for the 2020-2021 school year. You can get these off my website. I have a little download, so I'll leave a link below to that if you want to it'll be just like this. You can just change the name and the dates and that kind of thing. And there's a couple different versions. I have not put my binder together yet. I just started printing things out, and I wanted to share with you kind of an updated version on how I lesson plan to give you guys an overview of the different steps that I take. So today I want to talk about kind of how I lesson plan for preschool and kindergarten, only because those are the ones that I have here with me. Okay, so that's just my cover, and that will go in the front of my binder. Okay, so what I do, the very first thing I do is I have lists of skills that I hope for my preschool or kindergartner to know by the end of the school year. And I do this for every grade. So if I'm teaching a first grader or a second grader, whatever grade it is, I have the list of skills. In a school setting, you would have they're called standards, and you would have your standards that you teach to, and those are basically a list of skills that you want to teach for the school year. And so I have my skills here. They're also they're entitled benchmarks, because these are the benchmarks that I want them to reach. And so I have preschool here, and I have kindergarten. And basically what I do is when I go to lesson plan, oh, by the way, I do have these lists if you are looking for preschool or kindergarten benchmarks. If you don't have any and you want a list, I have them on my website too, so I'll leave a link below to these. I only have them right now for preschool and kindergarten. I am working on getting some good lists together for older grades as well. And I hope to have those up before the start of before mid-August, so that those of you who are teaching, you know, first, second, third graders can have lists as well if you do not have your own lists. Okay, so here's preschool, and I have, let me just take this out. I have them for, let's see if I can scoot in here a little closer so you can see what it says. This one is a math checklist, and then this one is a language arts, basically anything to do with reading, writing, all of that. So language arts, phonics, that kind of a thing. So let's say I am planning my lessons. So the first thing I do at the beginning of the year is I take a look at the list, and then I check off things that I know my student already knows. So let's say my student can already recognize numbers to 10. So that means if they see a number 2, they can say 2. So I'm just going to put a check mark there, and then I would put the date, today's date. So I would put, today is July 9th, I think, 2020. So then I know, okay, but this date here, my student already knows it, so we don't have to work on that skill any longer. Now we still probably will, because it'll be in there with some of these other skills, but at least I know my student already can do that. So what I do then is I check those ones off that they already know, then I go back and we work on the ones that they need to work on. So let's say I'm lesson planning now for the week. I'm going to say, okay, my student needs to work on counting to 10. So I will take out my lesson plans, which I've printed out, but again, I'm not in my binder yet. So you can get these lesson plan sheets off my website. Now, this is kind of what they look like. Of course, you can have your own lesson plan book and do it however you want. This is just kind of how I do it. Let me scoot you back a little so you can see that. All right, so let's say for Monday, I'm going to write math, and then I know we're going to work on counting to 10, so I'm going to write that that's our skill, count to 10. Okay, that's our skill that we're going to work on, and then I'm going to go pick out the activities that we're going to do to learn counting to 10. Okay, I'm not sure if you saw that. I had to go take a break really quick because my kids were running in and out the house and I had to help them with something outside. So they are back outside and it is hot here, I'll tell you. It's July and anyways. I would write then for math, what we're going to do today or on Monday is practice counting to 10. Then I would go get out all the activities that we're going to do to practice counting to 10. So let me show you that. Okay, so these are my cabinets, and you may have seen them in another video that I did recently. And yes, I am very pregnant due with this baby in about 2 to 3 weeks. But anyways, so what I would do then is I would come in one of our school cabinets and I would take out what we need. Now these are the bins to many of my different curriculums that I have written. And I have a bin right here that says numbers to 1 to 10. Show you that. So this would be all sorts of activities that work with counting to 10. So I would take this bin out because I know we're going to probably do an activity or two in that bin. And then also, I'm going to scoot you in here now. If you look down here, see that bin right here that says numbers? So these bins here, numbers, colors, shapes, this here, these all go to my hands-on to learn preschool curriculum. So I know that bin that says numbers has activities for counting to 10. So I'm going to take that one out as well. Okay, so now that I have both bins out, I'm going to go through them. So this has mostly things from my preschool curriculum. This has mostly things from my early learners math curriculum, unit 1 on numbers. And then they also both have a few activities in them from my ultimate preschool bundle. So all of the activities that we might possibly do are in these 2 bins. So let's go ahead and look through those. So what I would do basically is look through here and decide what I want to work on. This top thing here is a book from my Ultimate Preschool Bundle. It's just a counting book, and if we, when we do this one, we use manipulatives and we put them on there. And this might be a cute one. It depends on whatever I want to do that week. So if I say, okay, this is a good one, I'll put it off to the side and I'll go through, okay, maybe we want to work on counting to 6 and we want to do the circus flip and count to 6 activity here. I'll take that one out and I'll just basically go through here and take out whatever I want. Maybe we want to do these number mats. These are the Play-Doh number mats. And so if we want to do those, I'll take those out. And that's kind of what I do. We don't do all the activities, obviously, in 1 week, but I'll grab a couple different things that I feel like for us to do this week, and then I'll close up that bin, and then we'll check out the other one. And I'll kind of go through, okay, what else do we want to do this week? Maybe we want to do these clip cards. I don't know. But these are all counting activities. Maybe we want to do our pizza counting activity center. I'll take that one out. And so anyways, this thing is just full of all the different activities, mostly from the Early Learners Math Curriculum Unit 1. But there's, other activities in here. So let's say I got enough activities out. I know what we want to do. So I'll close that one back up. These are the activities we're going to do this week. The last step is to put these in his little basket so they're ready to go. All right, this cabinet right here has my kids' baskets, and you can kind of set up what you want to do any way you want. I used to use drawers, and they each had a drawer, but this year we're using baskets. And this is already full, but if it wasn't, I would pull out the basket and put the different activities inside that he would do for the week. So this is my preschooler's basket, and it's already full. You can see it already has phonics, reading, and math activities in it for the week, so they're already ready. But those ones that I pulled out, those would be the ones that I would put in here. But we are working on counting to 10. So like, for example, I already have this activity in here, count to 10, fish fun. That one is from my Ultimate Preschool Bundle. And then I already have a phonics activity in here. This one is magnetic, alphabet magnetic letter mats. He loves that one. We recently did that one. So anyways, then I also add in here anything that we might need. Sorry, you can't see my head's cut off. anything that we might need to do those activities. So for example, for one of the activities, I needed these magnets, these animal magnets. So I stuck those in here. I don't put everything in here that we might need, but if I notice, like for example, I know we need those magnets to go with one of these activities, I threw it in here. So that way I can just pull out his basket for the day and we are ready to go. So going back to the lesson plans then, basically when I'm writing those lesson plans then, so it says count to 10, all of the count to 10 activities are in there. So then when I wake up on Monday, I just pull out one of the activities that's in his basket and we do it. And that's it. And the directions for all the activities, are right there on the activity. So in case I forget how to do it, it's right there for me. So I always print out, let me make sure this is clear. I always print out these direction cards on label paper and then I stick them right to the bag where the activity is. So I have no trouble then that day knowing exactly what we're going to do. So that's it. That's how I lesson plan. That's for preschool. Let me just show you really quick. For kindergarten, I do the exact same thing. I do the same thing for first grade and second grade as well. I did have some lists that I was using last year, but they weren't finalized. So again, I'm finalizing those first and second grade lists, and I'm hoping to have those up on my website if you guys want those as well. But pretty much all of these hands-on activities come from my curriculum. I also, let me just pick this up so I don't have to bend down. Now I'm talking to you guys. I also will sometimes pull out other activities that I've bought that work on the same skills. So if we come down here, okay, so if I come down here to this cabinet, you can see that I have some other counting activities here that are just things that I bought, like counting tubes and these number boards and things that I bought like from Lakeshore Learning or like a learning store. And so if we are doing counting, I might also pull one of these out and do one of those as well, just to kind of shake it up and change it up. But yeah, so, and then again, if I need any resources, like if I needed our dice or if I needed our dominoes or anything like that to go with the activities we're doing, I would maybe make a note in their basket that we need those. But pretty much for the most part, since I've been doing this for so long, I know what we need. So when I go to pull out an activity, I'll just come to this cabinet and grab the dominoes or grab the dice or whatever we need. Or if we're doing shapes, I'll grab the shapes. And so I won't put these big things in their baskets because obviously they won't fit. But I can, if I think I'm gonna forget, I can leave myself a little sticky note on the activity saying, hey, grab the dominoes for this activity or whatever. And so we will do that. All right, so that's kind of how I do it. Let me get back to, and by the way, I am out of breath because like I said, I'm due with this baby in literally like 3 weeks or less. So, all right, let's get back into then, and let me just kind of show you kindergarten, the benchmark pages, and I pretty much plan the exact same way, but let me just kind of show you real quick. Okay, something I forgot to say is that after I plan for math, then I would obviously plan for our language arts, anything that has to do with phonics, reading, that kind of thing. Obviously for preschool, it's mostly going to just focus on alphabet, sounds, letters, that kind of thing. So I would then plan the exact same way I showed you for math for language arts. Now our other subjects like science or history, those subjects I kind of do the same way, but I don't have checklists for those subjects. I just choose like a theme, and then like if we're going to do weather for science, then I'll just pick a couple activities to do for weather. If we're going to do you know, the pyramids, say for history or something, then I'll pick some activities for us to do to learn about the Egyptian pyramids or whatever it is that we're learning about. So, but this is basically how I do it for the two core subjects. And the same thing goes for Bible. I don't really do this because for Bible, we just, we have a curriculum that we kind of follow. Okay, so that's what I do. Then kindergarten, here's the kindergarten list. And again, I do the same thing. This is the math list. And I'll try to pull you in there so you can see, because the writing is a little bit smaller because there's a lot more to know for kindergarten. And basically I do the exact same thing. So I choose what skills we're going to work on based on what my student already knows, and then go from there. And again, I would, like, let's say we were going to work on this week a number order to 100, then I would go get out the activities that work on number order to 100 and put them in his basket. So that's the math one. And then this is the language arts one for kindergarten. Now, something else I have here is just a different kind of planning sheet that you can use if you're just planning for one kindergartner. You could use the sheet. What I did is I put on the side here all of the phonics and the math benchmarks that were on, the skills that were on here, and I put them really small over here so you can kind of check them off or circle them. And then I also put down here just other concepts that we want kindergartners to learn. So as you're planning, you can write up here, you know, your 2 phonics and math, your 2 subjects that you're planning for, your 2 core subjects. And then you can write down here, you can look over here, okay, this week we're going to work on, we're going to look at our list, we're going to work on rhyming words, and we're going to work on reading stories always, and we're going to work on sight words and short vowels, let's say. Okay, so those are like the 4 skills that we're going to really focus in on this week. So I kind of circled them, and then over here I would write down the different activities. After I choose my activities, I'm going to write them down here, and then after let's say we practice it, I would check it off like that. So and then I could do the same thing for math. Oops, sorry. I can do the same thing for math and the same thing for concepts. So I just kind of circle those. And then this would be my little lesson plan sheet for the week. So again, if you're looking for this particular sheet, it comes in the download with all of these kindergarten and preschool benchmark skill lists. And so this comes in there as well with those. And then if you're looking for the lesson plan pages, these, they come in the lesson plan download, and you get the different covers. These are all editable, so you can, you know, change them if you want. But this is kind of what it looks like. And then it also comes with these goal sheets that you can write down. So you can write down what goal they're working on, and then you can write down what resources you have or different things you want to get to work on that goal. So let's say your kindergartner's name is James. That's my kindergartner's name. You would put their name up there. There's a little spot here. And then you would write down, okay, one of the goals is to read short vowel CVC words, let's just say. And let's say that was on our list and we just wrote it down. And then over here I can write down my resources. Well, I know that I have some books and I want to get more at the library. I can write that down. I can just make little notes. I know that we can use the kindergarten literacy curriculum. This is on my website. I'll leave a link below to the kindergarten literacy curriculum because there's lots of activities in there. But anyway, so these goal sheets are something that you might do at the beginning of the year before you start lesson planning. So these are like planning sheets, like an overview planning sheet for the whole school year. And then that way you know where your resources are and what you're going to use. All right, I think that's it. I'm completely out of breath because I'm about to have a baby. And I don't know if I'll get another video out before I have the baby or not. Probably will, because I still have, like I said, I have like 2 or 3 weeks left to go. So I'd probably get another video out. If not, I will see you guys in a few weeks when I return to the video making world after I, you know, have some time with my little one. This is going to be our 8th baby boy, and we're super, super excited to see who he looks like and welcome him into our family. And I thank you so much for watching today, guys. We'll see you next time in our next video. Bye.